locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his farm show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having ourselves a good day today here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. And Matthew, it's nice to see the sun out there right now.
Yeah, it is.
We'll take it. Now, the temperatures have got to cooperate too, right? I mean, it's got to warm up. The sun's out, right?
Hey, over at the airport, it's mostly sunny at 51. Over in Midland, it's mostly sunny at 52. Here at Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 55. We have northeast winds at 8 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.99, and it's rising.
So we got a northeast breeze that's kind of cooling things just a little bit. But yeah, we are heading in the right direction. By the time the day is all done, we should be looking at 59. Maybe some of you will see 60 degrees. Unfortunately, the south is not necessarily going to warm up all that much. We are looking at mostly cloudy skies. The further south you get, take a look at Highway 69 and then go just a little bit further south, right along that 96 corridor where we're beginning to see a lot more in the way of cloud cover. Battle Creek, Benton Harbor, Coldwater, Holland, Kalamazoo, Marshall, Michigan, South Haven, Jackson, Mason, Monroe. And then you get into the Detroit area, city of Detroit right now, mostly cloudy skies. Howell, cloudy. Hillsdale, cloudy. All of that because there is a frontal system that is trying to push up from the south to the north. And what it has been doing here over the last few hours is it has been pushing a little bit of widely scattered shower activity just to the south of the Michigan border with Indiana and Illinois. Eventually, that activity has been and will be working into Ohio and then moving off into Pennsylvania. That's about as close as we're going to get as far as precipitation goes here in Michigan as we go through the afternoon hours. Might be a little bubbling up right along the 94 corridor and areas to the south there. But the best chance of seeing any precipitation, it appears right now, is going to be that southern third of the lower peninsula, and that will be later this afternoon into the evening hours. For us, we're not looking for much of anything in the way of moisture until we move our calendar ahead just a little bit, time just ahead, till we get into real early tomorrow morning. That's when we're going to begin to see some widely scattered shower activity around. And then as we go into the afternoon hours tomorrow afternoon, the probability of precipitation is going to be spreading a lot greater than what it is right now. And then by Friday night, it's going to be pretty much an overall rain picture for a good portion, if not all, of the lower peninsula. And that activity will continue into the day on Saturday. Saturday looks like just one big wet mess for both upper and lower peninsula, and temperatures struggling to hit 50 degrees here in the Great Lakes Bay area. Overnight, you could tell where the clouds weren't. Houghton Lake, 33. Gladwin, 36. Midland, 37. Mount Pleasant, 36. Ithaca, 36 overnight. Bad Axe, 37 for a low. The Eau Gray area, 39. West Branch, it was 31. So hopefully you got whatever plants you needed to get in, because we were looking at some pretty chilly weather right around that 32 mark in the Houghton Lake area and West Branch. We're actually looking at mid 40s in Bay City, right along the water. Definitely a lot different as far as temperatures are concerned. We saw a temperature variance early this morning of about 10 degrees just in the Great Lakes Bay area, depending on where you were and how close you were to Saginaw Bay. And that's the way things work when you do have those warmer water temperatures. And the other way that we're going to see things work is lake effect type shower activity, because eventually we do have a northeast breeze. It is going to pick up a lot more tomorrow. It'll be coming out of the east, gusting up to 25 miles per hour, and then east on Friday night. For high school football, any other outdoor activity that might be going on, we're going to have showers around and an east wind gusting to 30 miles per hour. So plan accordingly if you've got to get out and support that family member or the son or the daughter, whatever the activity might be, because tomorrow afternoon it is going to begin to get kind of wet and windy out around the Great Lakes Bay area. And as I said, it's going to continue into the day on Saturday. Saturday's high will struggle to get to 50. We're going to have a northeast breeze gusting to 30 miles per hour. And then Saturday night, the precipitation pattern is going to begin to break down. But still, we are going to be looking at chilly temperatures, 44 for a low on Saturday night. And during the day on Sunday, we're still going to have some showers around. Coverage area, though, is going to be a little bit less than what it will be on Saturday, but still, there is going to be a chance, an isolated chance of seeing a shower on your back porch on Sunday. 52 for a high, 42 for a low on Sunday night. Then during the day on Monday, we're still going to see some showers around, but the best chance is going to be in the morning hours on Monday. 52 for a high, 38 for a low on Monday night. As you can tell, the skies are going to begin to clear out just a little bit, and that's why those temperatures will be dropping down into that upper 30-degree range. Tuesday, we'll still have some clouds around, 55 for a high, 39 for a low. Then on Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, middle 50s for a high, 42 for a low. Long range to take us all the way through the 25th of the month is our temperatures to be pretty close to normal for this time of the year. Average high is 62. The average low is 41. The difference is going to be the precipitation pattern. We're going to move out of that wet period, and we are looking for temperatures, like I say, temperatures normal, precipitation pattern to be below normal for this time of the year. Now, once we get close to next weekend, we're going to be looking at the precipitation pattern picking up just a little bit. The reason for that is we are going to be looking at a couple of systems. Don't think it's going to be in the Caribbean, as it is going to be a little bit closer to Florida on the Atlantic side. I'm looking for much above normal precipitation from Florida all the way up to New England. So it is going to be a wet pattern there, and there is going to be that possibility of seeing some of that precipitation pushed back toward us as we approach next weekend. So we'll just have to keep our eye on that entire system. Record high in the state, 83. It was set back in 1930, tied in 1938, and tied in 1995. The record low on this state was set way back in 1908. It was 24. Sun will set this evening at 6:58, rise tomorrow morning at 7:48. The record amount of precipitation on this date was set back in 1927. We had just under 1.2 inches of rain. The coldest ever, October the 12th, on record, 2006. 38 was our high and 32 was our low. That's chilly. The warmest was set in 1928 for an October the 12th. 78 was our high, 66 was our low. So that gave us the warmest ever average for high and low on an October the 12th. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Matthew, who do we have standing by?
Up next, we have Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons and Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Sorry, all that cold weather kind of got you.
Yeah, it's like I've been so stuffy the past few days, it's not even funny.
I'm working my way through all of that. More coming up on the weather, but as we said, Melinda and Doug standing by. The weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. They're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get hold of their agents by cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in Reese, 989-868-4722. It's all about being prepared. It's all about taking advantage of the good things and protecting yourself against the bad. That's the principle that the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency works with and works for you in mind. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. And Melinda, I was looking at the markets. I don't know if we had a lot of movement earlier in the morning or what happened, but it seems like it's kind of lackadaisical right now.
Yeah, we had a lot of movement when we first opened this morning. We had beans up and corn and wheat down a little further than they are currently. We have a USDA report coming out at 12 here in just a few minutes Eastern time. Today's focus on the WASD yield change is mostly on soy. Funds have spent the last month since the September report liquidating their position, and it might be the first bearish report on beans in 3 years. The soy revision today could go a long ways in determining if we build on the short going into the South American weather growing season, or has the recent sell-off hit a peak. Yields last month from the USDA caught trade off guard in the most that soy yield estimates were adjusted due to pod counts, not indicative to what the private tours or what ratings were implying in September. So it really comes down to the methodology and timing, which could be on the cusp here today. To move into the corn, even with a cut in yields today, the new crop balance sheet is still comfortable with over 2 billion bushel carryout, and it still puts us into a carry market environment for corn. October yield estimates typically are the lowest of the year, which could catch trade off guard today, where there's little expected to change in the report. So we'll see what the USDA has in store and throws at us with soybean yields, holding most of the poll today.
That's going to be really interesting because basically what you're telling me is this report is going to be more of a corrective report than new information that we haven't talked about before.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. The last 2 months, they have definitely made changes that I feel like trade is not used to. Typically, they don't change much this time of the year. So the question is do they change bean yields? Do they change corn yield? Do they change harvested acres? And how does that all pencil into our ending carryout number?
Yeah, that is going to be. And again, when you take a look at the crop progress here in Michigan, we're still running a little bit behind when it comes to harvest, especially on the soybeans. What was it? As of Sunday, I think last year we were at 29% harvested. This year, 17%. And the 5-year average is 25 on the soys. So I don't know if producers made up a whole lot of ground in the last few days or not.
Yeah, the last 3 years, we have definitely had a little more rapid harvest pace. Our weather this summer definitely didn't play into that in a helpful manner. And the rain in the forecast also isn't going to help us out much there. So definitely at a little bit of a slower pace, but if you go back and look at the 10-year pace, we're not off pace quite yet. The end users definitely would agree that we're a little behind as well.
Yeah. So on the board right now at the Andersons, what do you have?
Yeah, we have nearby harvest corn at 408. We have January corn at 455. We have new crop 24 corn at 450. We have October new crop soybeans at 1180. January beans at 1232. New crop 24 beans at 1163. Nearby red wheat at 453. New crop 24 red wheat at 543. Nearby white wheat at 517, and new crop 24 white wheat at 598.
Melinda, you have a great day. Have a nice weekend coming up. We'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Yep, y'all well.
Will do. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Over to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer right now. The market report brought to you by the folks at Kryzak's House Family Restaurant. You got to supply the food for an event coming up? Not a problem. Just give Kryzak's a call. They'll take care of you. You will be a hero at your event. Kryzak's House, corner of Cass in Michigan and Bay City's South Side. And by Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, all available today at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. For more information, just go to edraymond's.com. We say good morning to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. And Doug, the world continues to spin. Sometimes it feels like it's going in the opposite direction.
Oh, my God.
And our markets, I don't know what they're reflective of these days.
It's just crazy. Yeah, so the CPI came in today, and it was too high for the market. And so the dollar's higher today. It's about 56 ticks. So that's not helping at all. So we do expect another interest rate hike, which we've mentioned that about 1,000 times. So that's definitely going to come. Something interesting on interest rates with the guy in California. Of course, it's always in California, winning that $1.7 billion, lottery thing. The payout, if he takes the lump sum, is 44% minus taxes. So $1.7 billion times 44%, and then take the tax out of that. Now, 2.5 years ago, in January of 21, the payout was 75% because of interest rates going up so much, and it's an annuitized payout. So that's how much that hurts that one guy in California on his happy day. So
wow,
that's kind of rough. I saw something today. I wanted to mention this to you. The state of Michigan is taking up a bill to take control of developments in solar and wind. So rather than the townships being able to say, yeah, you can have a windmill, or no, you can't have a windmill, they want to put it into the hands of the state of Michigan. So that's going to be one to watch, because there's a lot of townships out there that are like, hey, we're not going to have solar, we're not going to have the windmills, and there's townships that have them.
Yeah, and I happened to see an article from the Michigan Farm Bureau and also the American Farm Bureau. And obviously, they are lobbying against that. So it is going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out. And again, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's something we were going to touch on. I really think it's important that, no matter what your feeling is one way or the other, your representatives are there to represent you. And it might be a really good idea in this particular case to rattle their chain a little bit, depending on what direction you want to go. Because I don't know. I don't like the idea of government taking over how I can handle my land, if you know what I mean.
Right. And they say that, well, a lot of the greenies are downstate in the big cities, and they're like, well, can't put a windmill in the big city in my backyard, but hey, put it in his backyard up there in the thumb, So anyway, so that's on the docket. Well, here's your numbers. The December corn is $4.84, down 4 cents. March corn is $4.99.5, down 4 1/4. November soybeans $12.55.5, up 3. March soybeans $12.85 3/4, up 3/4 of a penny. December wheat $5.53 3/4, down 2 1/4, and March wheat is $5.84, down 3 1/4. So crude oil is 84.14, up 65 cents, but it was up about, boy, it touched 85.20 this morning. And then they came out with IEA numbers, and the crude had a fair build because of heavy production. So that backed off a little bit at 84.07. So heating oil is $3.07 of a penny. That's up 0.8 of a penny. Gasoline is $2.18.44, down 2.5 cents, and I filled up for $3.25.9 last night in Carroll. I drive by in Frankenmuth, and there's a 35-cent premium to fill up here. So I'm thinking, get my gas in Carroll for now.
I think so.
And natural gas is $3.36.9. That is down 0.8 of a penny. Over to currencies. Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.3661 Canadian. That's up 71 ticks. The dollar buys 149.73 yen. That's up 58 ticks. Euro's at 105.48, down 69 ticks. The dollar's at 106.34, up 52 ticks. Gold is at 1871.20. That's down $1.60. Silver's 21.96, down 16 cents. And platinum's at 872.80, down $16.
Doug, thank you. We'll talk to you again.
Okay.
All righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. You know, Mr. Farmer, when you get ready to harvest, it might be a really good idea to scout your fields before you pull the equipment in the field. You might see some surprises out there. You might have some questions, too, about those surprises. Vic Hupfer at Freeland Bean and Grain, a certified crop advisor, is there to answer your questions. So check things out before you pull the equipment in. Serving you since 1983, Freeland Bean and Grain, where serving you is their business. And by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Matthew, coming up, who do we have?
Up next, we have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center.
But first, this.
Looking for bigger, bolder, better yields? Look no further than FS Seed. FS Envision Seed Corn and FS High Soy Soybeans are here to change the game. Our seed products deliver winning results every single time. Your local FS crop specialist is ready to take your farm and yields to the next level. Ready to change the game with bin-busting yields at harvest? Reach out to your local FS retailer or visit fsseed.com.
Beta Seed is known for an all-star lineup of experts, breeders, technicians, and scientists around a single goal, your continued success. This is Rob Gerstenberger reminding you that Beta Seed works hard to understand your challenges, goals, and opportunities. We have varieties bred to maximize tonnage and sugar while also managing disease, all developed and refined in your local grower fields. We know that you manage a lot of variables, but your Beta Seed team remains focused on one, grower satisfaction. Let me know how we've done and how we can build the next generation of seed together.
Along with us right now, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, the plant of the week. What do you have?
The plant of the week is 7 sunflower, which is a small tree or a large shrub. There are some smaller varieties called Temple of Bloom, and it does a good job of flowering in September when not a lot is flowering, and when the flowers are done, the spent flowers turn bright red. They're beautiful plants, exfoliating bark. They're just amazing plants. You know how I tease sometimes, Terry, when I tell everybody, you should have at least a dozen of those in your yard.
Yeah.
Well, literally, I have a dozen of those in my yard. So we love the plant. It's beautiful. When rain hits that exfoliating bark and the trunks, they just seem to light up and plug in. They're beautiful plants. And again, not native, but boy, the bees in September are looking for a good last meal. They are they're just crazy, filled with bees. Don't let that bother you, because the bees are so busy gathering their nectar. They don't care that you're there.
Yeah, there you go. And you've got them at the nursery.
We do. And we're there. We're having a sale right now, 20% off. And we're there 9 to 5, 5 days a week. And Saturday is our last day of the sale. We're there 9 to 2. So come on out, see us, and we'll have a little treat for you.
Fantastic. Jerry, thanks a lot. You take care. All righty.
Yep. Thank you.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency joining me right now. And Craig, let's talk a little bit about extra expenses in regards to buildings.
Right, Terry. The other day with Jonathan, we were talking about how there's money available from the policy to rent equipment or hire a neighbor if something happens to yours. There's same coverages available to buildings, such as maybe your grain dryer. If that were to catch fire this fall and you needed to truck your grain to the elevator, get it dried, and haul it back home, there's money available to pay for those expenses if you've opted in for that coverage. It is optional. It's not an automatic. So you want to make sure you're talking with your agent about those potential things that can go wrong this fall. We hope they don't, but invariably we always get a couple.
All righty. Craig Voorhees, take care. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thanks, Terry. Yes, sir.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Over to Baird we go. Teresa joining me right now. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Hey, we're doing fantastic. I hope the New York markets are doing as good.
They're struggling a little bit. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 65 at 33,740. 265 million shares traded. NASDAQ doing a little better, up 29 at 13,689. 356 million shares traded. Some stocks of local interest: Caterpillar 271.70, down $1.13. Deere 381.44, down $7.92. CMS Energy 53.81, down 37 cents. Dow at 50.49, down 40 cents. DuPont 76.18, down 24 cents. Corteva 49.46, down 42. GM 30.42, down 56. Trinzio 6.39, down 3 pennies. Walmart is our shining star at 158.78, up 55 cents. Huntington Bank 10.02, down 14 cents. Independent Bank 18.04, down 33, and AT&T 14.41, down 35 cents.
Teresa, thank you so much. We'll be right back.
My pleasure.
Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. We now conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW